What you say now? Listen, tonight we want to do a reading from Genesis. Okay, I'm going to skip through a couple of verses to get to my point, but we're going to start with Genesis 1. And it reads, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the water. And God said, Let there be light. And there was light. And God saw that the light, it was good. And God divided the light and the dark, the light from the darkness." Then we're going to skip over to verse 26, still of the first chapter of Genesis. And it reads, "And God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over the cattle, and over all earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God said, and God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it." Conversation tonight is going to be about us pursuing and subduing. A lot of times we may be tossed to and from with our thoughts, not sure of what to do. But you have to remember that God created us with a purpose, for a purpose in mind. And we all have a purpose that needs to be fulfilled here on the earth. Okay? Again it says, "And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth and subdue it." So there are some things that he's called us to do right here on earth. But a lot of times we find ourselves searching because we're not sure of which direction we should be taking to get it done, to even at least get started with what our purpose is. There are some of us that may not be sure of what our purpose is. There are some of us that have decided to hurry along with things. We're not going to wait anymore. And we allowed ourselves to rush into something that really is not in the best interest or for the best interest in mind as it relates to us fulfilling our purpose. Sometimes we may have hurried into a relationship, and in that relationship, it may have been something that we needed to hold off on. It could be something that we just needed to invest more time in. But yet and still, out of haste, we rushed into it. There are some of us that may have rushed into a marriage. God may have shown us and told us, this is your spouse, but in my time. And we chose to make it our time instead of his time. So again, we rushed into something. Now we've created all of these side effects behind it because we rushed into things. And those things that we rushed into is causing us to not be able to fulfill our purpose. Or we're not fulfilling our purpose and to the point of which we should be fulfilling our purpose. There are things that we should have been doing that has now been on delay. God may give you an opportunity to do it again. So we have to be prepared. You know, if you are already married, well, then you can't just up and be done with the marriage, because you have to remember that that's a commitment of covenant. Okay? So you just got to pray your way through it and ask God to help you through it. Okay? Unless you are being abused or something of that nature, then I would suggest you seek safety. But that's not our topic tonight. So let's stick with our topic. So let's go back to it, because we have to remember that in everything that we do, there's a reason for us doing it. And we have to have our heart in the right posture in order to get it done. So don't give up your birthright. Your birthright is that purpose that God has placed within you. Your purpose that you should be fulfilling here on the earth. That's your birthright. Walk in it. It's time out for us just being willy-nilly, doing whatever it is that we want to do, and what we're doing is not meaningful. It's time out for that. It is now time for us to make a conscious decision on what it is that we're doing to better ourselves, better our lives, and to do what we're called to do right here on earth. Okay, so just remember, in everything that we do, we have to do, there's a reason for it. You know, study. If you're trying to go further in your education, then it's going to require that you take out some time to do some studying. Get it done. Work on it. You know, you can party hardy later. Right now, you should be focusing in on something else. Okay? And that's to get you to where you need to be in life, so that you are working on your purpose. I know we all may have some visions and some goals that we want to get accomplished. We have some passions and some desires, but make sure that it ties into your purpose. Okay? Get rid of some of the distractions. You got to remember, you can't take everybody with you. Everybody is not prepared nor equipped to go on this journey with you. You can always hook up with them later on. But right now, you need to be focusing in on what it is that you should be doing, whatever that may be. Okay? It's not left up to me to decide. You know. You know what it is that God has called you to do. And if you don't know what it is, then seek the face of God. You've got to. We have wasted so much time just fooling around doing stuff that really doesn't matter. Okay? It's time out for that. Because you need to be able to leave an inheritance for your children's children. And that's not just referencing money. Okay? It's the knowledge. It's a path that you're setting for them, that they're going to need it. You've got to be the example that you need to be, so that others following behind you can in turn lead someone else, because they're all following that path that has been set, so long as it's the right path. Okay? So we want to be able to multiply. That means you need to be able to take what it is that you have and create more from it. Okay? But you've got to do it. You've got to take out some time now. Start journaling stuff. Write it down. When God gives you stuff in the middle of the night, write it down. Put a notebook in your bed so that you can have it close by or on a nightstand, so that whenever you have a dream or a vision, you can write it down. Okay? And then you can have something that you're praying about. You're seeking the face of God for direction and how to get it accomplished. But that is the most important thing that you have to be able to do. And you got to remember, let your light shine. Be an example for others. Do something positive because your community needs you. The community around where you live needs you to be doing something positive to impact somebody's life, even if it's just one person. You should be able to impact somebody's life in a positive manner. Your church community, they need you. There should be something that you can do that will be able to impact somebody's life as far as ministry. And remember, everything that we're doing, we should be doing it unto the glory and the honor of God. Because at the end of the day, it's God that we need to please. Okay? So go ahead, step out on it. Take the time, do your research, figure out what it is you need to be doing, how it needs to be lined up, and go for it. Okay? Do what you can to live a better life for you, that your life living will be able to impact the lives of others in a positive manner. Okay? So until the next time, I'm here with you. Passing on some hope is what I do. Be encouraged. Hello, hopeful family. It's me, your girl, the